Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Today is going to be a fairly concise one. We are literally, I don't know if you remember from last time, but we attempted to make our own version of the Mercury orbiter, and I currently have a probe on its way out. I tried to do a replica of the Soho probe. Obviously, it's got nowhere near enough delta V in the actual transfer stages to get into a solar orbit. So I figured, why not send it to the moon, which is on its way round. So we are 7.5 days away from a lunar encounter. So this probe basically is not going to do a fat lot until then. However, the lunar orbiter, with our guy on at the moment, only has 2 days, 20 hours left of food and water. So priority one is to get this thing deorbited and back safely on the ground. So that's what we're going to do first. I'm pretty sure if I remember rightly, this is Jeb. Pretty sure it's Jeb. Yeah, it is. So Jeb's sat in space at the moment wondering what the hell's happening. How's he doing? Let's have a look. So... wastewater and water, that's fine. Still got a full ablator, so fair enough. Right, let's get this turned off. Manually turn that on. Let's go retrograde. Shouldn't take a lot to deorbit us, to be fair. Let's turn RCS on as well, speed this up. The Mercury capsule has built-in RCS orientation thrusters. Or translation? Yeah, no. In fact, no, that doesn't have translation thrusters. Alright. On prograde. Retrograde, sorry. Let's, this is the engine, I think it is, yeah, 15 ignitions. Activate the engine. Which I think takes it. No, that doesn't take ignition because all we've done is actually activate it. As soon as we start feeding it fuel, it's going to ignite. Like that. Right, that knocks our periaps down. Might knock it down a bit further than that. There we go, 80. That's I want to burn up. I'm coming in at 7.5 kilometers a second. But at the same time, I also don't want to come back out again. I don't really want to waste the time of having to do another orbit. Burning again. But that's definitely fine. Right, just decouple it. And we hold retrograde now, all the way in. Jeb is on his way home. Well, he's on his way about to smash into the atmosphere, I don't know about home. I love the visual enhancement mods that are available at the moment. See, if I hadn't got real scale solar system on, if this had been Kerbin still, if I'd have started zooming out like this, the planet would have got smaller and smaller and smaller as I zoomed out, but relative to us now, it's... And we're so close, say so close, we're 250 kilometers above it, but you know what I mean, we're so close relatively for the size of the object that doesn't change. Get rid of this as well. I might as well leave it open actually, just in case there is something I can do on the way. About to slam into the atmosphere. Okay. I can try an EVA report. See if we can get it. Take that EVA report. Board the ship. Okay, I have no connection at the moment. Means there's probably not a station nearby. There is not. Like, at all. Oops. Set the SAS back on. I forgot when you do an EVA, the SAS disappears. Well, we're in the atmosphere now, so... It is lowering our periaps height as well as we smash through the atmosphere. We're still very high up in it anyway. We've got another 80 kilometers to fall before we hit our lowest point. So far so good. The G-force isn't picking up either. Got any heating yet? That's the only thing I'm really bothered about. Okay, yes, we do. But why is the hottest part the MK12 radial mount? What MK? Oh crap! There, that said there. The MK12 is a radial mount parachute. I would really like that not to. Oh shit! Here we go. I think that's the Communitron that's going to blow up. Please be the Communitron. That was never supposed to survive re-entry anyway, so... It does all be surprised, but I must admit it never was. Yes, way over it. Practically glowing. There it goes. Yeah, it was the Communitron. That's fine. Oof, panic over. Oh, we seem to have got connection again, so let's transmit that. What I'm going to do is, as soon as that's transmitted, I am going to quick save this and see if I can get an EVA while experiencing an ever-increasing amount of Gs. Wow. I'm leaving that in just because it was hilarious. But the Kerbal screamed. That I did not expect that at all. Jeb screamed as he burnt up. That was kind of unnerving. EVA just screamed in my ear. Ah, that was weird. Properly weird. Not to mention marginally off-putting. Holy crap, we're burning through that ablator. I wonder what happens when we run out of ablator. Okay, we have a couple of warnings on the parachutes. Just put us into a bit of a road. Yeah, I'm not stupid. I know not to get out of the fucking thing this time. Okay, we are heating up everywhere. Nice. Jeb stayed conscious throughout the entire thing, though. As long as I wasn't EVAing him during 3,000 degree re-entry heat. He seems fine. I'm gonna fire the drogue shoots. They're only drogue shoots, so... And then what we do is we, now that we're no longer experiencing, you know, about 3,000-4,000 degrees Kelvin re-entry heat, we'll get Jeb out and hopefully he won't scream. Because that actually caught me off guard. That was quite funny. I don't even know what I was thinking. I mean, it's literally... The heat shield's like 3,500 degrees centigrade. We're travelling at 6 kilometers a second. Oh, just EVA and have a look around. Just even travelling at 100 meters a second like we are now probably would have ripped him off the side of the vessel. To be fair, I'm not sure what you're expected to do. I mean, there is an EVA report here, so unless you fly a rocket up and at the exact point that the velocity inverts back down to ground, that's the point you EVA. So you're basically, relatively speaking, travelling 0 meters a second. Yeah, drogue parachute's doing a good job. Speed this up then now, I'll bring Jeb back down. What we're going to do is when we hit probably 3 kilometers up, I'm going to trigger the parachutes. Oh, I never told you, I forgot by the way. That bug from last time where it crashed on EVA for science. When you're ready, Chethro. Ooh, that's the drogues fully deployed. Ooh, let me just get these other parachute out before I forget. Right, that's it. He will land safely now, or should do. Yeah, that bug where during the initial launch of this, when I was trying to gather science from around the Earth in space from the biomes, the EVA reports over each biome, and it kept crashing. I never got to the bottom of why that was, so there's a chance it may reoccur. I've never known it lock out all the menus and keyboard shortcuts like that on anything other so far, touch wood, than the EVA function. So, I think, other than polars, I think I've got. I'm going to check when I get back actually. But I think I've got most of the EVA reports above the in space above the biomes. So, hopefully, until we start looking at interplanetary space, or at least a lunar landing, get round to the lunar insertion burn with a crude capsule. And I think we should be okay. As soon as Jeb's touched down any hour, we'll go get celebrated back at the Kerbal Space Station. While we go and check the probe on its way out to the moon encounter. Right, those parachutes fully deployed. Fast forward. Because again, real scale means that 5 meters a second feels like forever. Not that I mind, I really don't want Jeb to die, so I don't mind it taking a while. It only took him actually like a half hour to deorbit. Oh, don't fast forward physics in water. Quite a rough sea that. But yeah, so splash down so we can recover. Jeb is alive. Oh god, don't crash now. No, not doubt Jeb's alive. Okay, so what do we get? We got... Jeb gained no XP. Okay, interesting. I also don't appear to have brought back any of... Oh, I transmitted all the EV... Oh, stupid. I got really confused then. I was like, where are all the EVA reports from above the biomes? But of course, because it's 100%, I transmitted them. Okay, well that was the main... There you go. You got to saw the launch. A bug as we orbited the Earth. Then when I fixed that bug, you got to saw the re-entry. So that was the maiden flight of the Mercury capsule. It wasn't a legitimately replicated maiden flight because the staging was completely different. I will at some point see if I can actually replicate perfectly the Mercury launch and the insertion, orbital insertion burn system. Because it's pretty much a single stage when it came down to the Mercury launches. They either had the Redstone launcher for suborbital hops, or they used the Mercury Atlas launch system for orbital launches. So, but yeah, what I'm gonna do is that that took a fair while. That one took a bit longer than I was expecting. So we'll leave that one there. The probe is still in orbit, obviously on its way out towards the moon. So we shall pick that up. I may as well get rid of in flight. So there's some debris that hasn't. Let's just terminate the debris. It'll die anyway. So lunar probe's here. We still have, even before the encounter begins, like 7 days, 18 hours. So what I shall do is we shall say goodbye here, and then we shall pick up with the probe next episode. So, yeah. Thanks for joining, and I shall see you next time.